One of the more power crept weapons in the game to me has to be Eriana's Vow. I wouldn't say it's as power crept as, say, Sturm, but it definitely fell out of the meta. It was very much a good exotic to have until Arbalest got anti-barrier, and some people still use Eriana so they could use a different kinetic weapon, even though it really wasn't that useful to have, especially because Arbalest already took out every shield. But it still held on a little bit. But then when Wishender finally got anti-barrier, Eriana's Vow pretty much died completely. And in this video, I'm going to be looking for ways to bring it back a little bit, make it a little better. And I think to do that, it might be important to look at where it comes from. Eriana's name is in the title, but where does it come from before that? Well, that would be Wei Ning, who was Eriana's partner. And Wei Ning, if you didn't know, was a legendary striker before, becoming a Sunbreaker later on. One of the best Sunbreakers ever. And she would die in the Great Disaster. So Eriana took the Eriana's Vow, and part of that vow was not only to Wei Ning, but also to kill Crota. And this is the weapon she took. And it's a big old special hand cannon with a 6 scope, breaks barriers and shields very well, and it has auto-loading holster on it. That's all it does. So let's take some elements from Wei Ning and apply it to Eriana's Vow and some of the Eriana's Vow lore, or Eriana, and, insert that a little bit. So there's a few ways we could do this. First of all, I think a flat, basic, small little damage buff would not hurt Eriana's Vow at all. I don't think it would break the meta even. I think it should be on par with Arbalest. Maybe a little worse because it does have more reserve ammo, admittedly. But what do we do for buffs other than just increasing its damage? I think if you break a shield or a barrier, it should overcharge Eriana's Vow, making it scorch targets on hit, and it can apply 60 scorch stacks without using Ember of Ashes. And if you use Dawn Chorus, of course, that would help increase it too. So every shot after you break a shield would apply 60 scorch stacks for, let's say, the next 3 shots. So you get an ignition, and then they're well on their way to another one. So if you have another way to scorch them, so you, let's say, break the shield, hit them with a solar melee, so like Celestial Fire, let's say, and then you hit them again, they ignite, hit them 2 more times, they ignite. Or you could change that combo up however it works. And it would be a pretty solid way to deal a lot of damage very quickly on targets. And here's a really simple one to tie in Eriana to Eriana's Vow, and not just Wei Ning being like a really great Sunbreaker. Let's, make it do more damage to Hive. Not much, maybe 5, maybe 10%. Just a little bit of flavor right there for it. Just make it a Hive hate weapon because that's what it was. Crota killed Wei Ning and Eriana took the vow to kill Crota. She ultimately didn't succeed, but maybe a weapon that does more damage to Hive would help that come true, even though we already did it a really long time ago and we're going to do it again tomorrow from this video's release, but whatever. So yeah, make Eriana's Vow a Hive-hating weapon that applies stacks of Scorch, and I think it'd be a lot better. Maybe just a flat out damage buff, just a little bit. I think it would make it way better, way more interesting. It would give it something that Arbalest and Wishender can't do, and that is interact with your subclass, because those 2 weapons are kinetic and they just break shields. That's all they do. But Eriana's Vow could break shields and benefit your subclass more, and that's where it could stand out among the anti-barrier weapons. Anyways, that's just my thoughts. If you have any other ideas, drop them down below. I would love to hear them. And check out that pinned comment, like, comment, subscribe, all that normal junk you gotta do for every YouTube video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.